Hey, 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 what's going on, good people? What is going on? I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. Hey, guys, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat, guys. Welcome to another episode of Mindset Talks. And I'm excited because we got the dynamic duo right here in our midst. We have the infamous Ashley and Dawn Shuler. It's the dynamic duo, mother and daughter team. And they look like sisters, though, right? I know they do. So let's give it up for Ashley and Dawn Shuler.
Thank you.
Yes. And y'all know who he is, Mr. Michael L. Parks, aka
Yes,
in the building. Yeah. Shoot, I could just sit there and look at y'all. I mean, y'all look good. Y'all look good.
You see me every day on the trip.
we feel great. Yeah,
We feel good too.
yeah, we feel really good.
Yeah. So okay, so let's just let me see, where do we start? Let's go back to Ashley. How do we know each other? Where did we meet? Let's go back to
we met through the Breathe University, and that's the personal and professional development community that's headed and curated by Dr. Eric Thomas. And so we met on accountability calls and all the such, right? Just 6 a.m. Monday to Friday. And yeah, that's how we got to know each other. And then I came upon Team Row and, you know, really in the back end operations of content and projects and all the such that was going on, and just a lot of fun. We just had a lot of fun just and learning too behind the scenes about health and what it is in mindset and all the things that I was starting to put in my mind. I was like, okay, this stuff is resonating with me. Okay, I'm gonna put down that Coke Zero. Right.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I remember. First of all, thank you, Ashley. You know how I feel about you, and then not just me. You've helped me. You've helped my son. You know, you've been extremely instrumental in just in all of this, getting all of this, you know, started. So thank you. You know what I mean? You're more than a person that was just on Team Row. You're like a sister, you know, like your family, you know what I mean? So and that means that's why we call you Mama Dawn.
Right. Exactly.
Right there. That's my sister. So we love you. But I can recall before, when you mentioned just learning, like behind the scenes and learning, that I think before you even came up on the program, you already lost like 25 pounds or something like that, hadn't you?
Yes, that is very true. That's very true. So yeah, I had lost like around like 23 pounds. And that was just from the following of the content that you had and what you were putting out there, that don't fall for the okie dokes. And listen, going down the aisle of the grocery store, let me tell you something, like, and beginning to look at the labels and reading the labels, like it was literally like a science experiment. And it was like, it was looking and saying, okay, that's not good for me. Okay, high fructose. Like, you know, you begin to start looking at things in a different way.
Yeah, that's it. So I remember that. I say, okay, Ashley, because I saw you at
it was 1%.
1%. I'm like, okay, Ashley, okay. I said here, and this was long before Sugar Ain't Sweet. That was what, 2019 or something.
That was 2019.
And I saw movement. I said, okay. And so that's just a testament to, you know, it is about the food. I mean, you know, because I don't even know how much you were really exercising back then. If that was or if it was more so about the food, just removing certain things from your diet. Because I told people, my story was, I don't know, 10, 11 years ago, I said, I just took high fructose corn syrup out of my diet. I dropped 20 pounds. I mean, just by removing that, because it was in so many things that I ate or drank, you know, and so I just removed that alone from my diet, and weight just fell off. But that was, you know, I don't know, 11, 12 years ago. And people's like, what? I'm like, yeah. And then it seems like, how is this possible? But when you start reading labels, you realize how, because it's in everything. You're like, oh, high fructose, it's in everything. And when you just take that out, I mean, now that I say that, going back, it was about the sugar then too, right?
Right.
It was about the sugar. You know, now that I just said that out loud, but I'm like, that was about the sugar, you know. So didn't call it Sugar Ain't Sweet, but still recognizing that sugar ain't sweet even 11 years ago. So here we are. So how did we get here?
How do we get here?
How did we get here?
And it's true, Ashley started doing things, but she was doing her thing. I wasn't doing anything, and but I was feeling bad, I was feeling bad. I was having issues with my iron deficiency, having issues. And I had been, I started hearing her talk about Coach Rose says this and Coach Rose says that. And I started looking at little things and I said, you know what? Maybe it's something that I really need to think about. And, she would say, well, when you're ready, and it was coming home one day, from one of my infusion appointments. And like I said, barely getting out of there because they wanted to send me to the emergency room because my blood pressure was like 180 over 90 something. Wow. And they couldn't get it. They were waiting and then they couldn't get it down. And so I talked my way out of the office. I was like, your machine it's not working and something's wrong with it. But I knew it was fine. I knew it was working just fine. My blood pressure was high. And so, and then I came home and I watched. I pulled you up in YouTube and I watched one of your other mindset talks. Who was that? It was a gentleman.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Was it Fred? Was it Fred Johnson?
I think so.
I think him and his wife. Was it the one with him and his wife?
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. Yes, I watched that. Mm-hmm. I watched that. I ended it. I turned around and looked at Ashley. I said, call Coach Rowe. I'm ready. She looked at me. I'm calling her right now.
I remember that call. I remember.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, it's just, I think it was a God thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was time. I was ready, and like I said, something just dropped in my spirit and said, call now. And I said, Ash, call Coach Rowe. I said, I'm ready. I said, I've got to do something. I've got to do something. I mean, like I said, and after walk, Ash was like, you don't get enough exercise. And I'm walking, you need to get up and, just go down the block. And that was an effort.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was an effort.
Well, if you were getting infusions, so I'm sure it was an effort. You had no energy.
I had no energy. Yes. I mean, that was after we started this in August, right?
Yeah, August 13th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, in March 31st, I actually was overnight in the hospital because of it, because I was at 2.8 hemoglobin.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were wondering how I was even standing, but I was, and people don't realize you can function and think that you're doing all right, but you're not doing all right.
You're not doing all right. So did they offer you any explanation as to why your hemoglobin was so low?
I've always had issues with anemia. And so they just think that I was slow leaking, just on that border for so long. And I went on, just doing for so many. They think it's for a couple of years that I just was running on empty, and that to me, it became normal. So I just didn't even realize I could feel better. And I remember when I got my first pint of blood in the emergency room, it was like waking up from a nap.
Wow.
It was like, oh, how y'all doing? Right. It was ridiculous and everything. So, I mean, that, like I said, that and having to still get more infusions. I don't want any more infusion treatments. I don't want any more high blood pressure medicine. I've got to do something, and I need to learn how to do something. And so, hearing the story, Ashley had already told me the story about Pops. I said, no, I said, I need this and I need this now, so that's what got us to the program. And
I'm right now. I told we were doing a interview with another couple, and I was saying how this program, like it helps you in so many other areas of your life. And I was saying, I never would have said that we had a bad marriage. I said, but he had to almost die for us to have a better marriage. You know what I mean? Because we do so much together now with this program. Right. But I'm just thinking that my husband had to almost die so that Mama Dawn can have energy. Mm-hmm. Because had it not been for that, you still probably would be getting those infusions.
That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You still be on high blood pressure, man. I mean, I'm just thinking that all of the people that, I mean, I get testimonies almost daily, you know, and I'm like, wow, like this is what, you know, so when you think of God's will, you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
When you think about, you know, so they say, let thy will be done, not my will. Like Pops and I, you know, when people are dying or sick, and we went to a funeral last week, it was like, we don't even know what to say. Or somebody's sick, do you pray that they get better? Or is it God's will? Like, you don't want to go against what God will, you know, you don't know what to, you know, and so God took him right on the edge. Because I say he was like 2 steps away from being in a diabetic coma, really.
Wow.
2 steps away.
My goodness.
Had he gone to sleep, you know, so in the interview, he talks about having to get up so often to go to the bathroom. And he said he contemplated just letting it rip, you know, just putting on some Depends to let it rip, you know, because he was tired of getting up. Yeah. But the doctor told him it was a good thing he didn't go to sleep. You know, he didn't sleep, because had he gone to sleep, he may not have gotten up.
Right.
You know, how serious it was.
My mind.
You know, on that April 5th, which was a Sunday, the last thing the doctor told me is he has to make it through the night. That's the last thing. And then I got up the next morning and hosted the accountability call, because I used to lead on Mondays. Remember?
Yeah.
And I got up and I still led on Mondays because it's God's will. It's not my will. Wow. What good would I have been balled up in the corner in the bed crying? I mean, you know what I mean? I'm like, I got to keep going, and God got it. I can't do nothing. He got it. So I'm just thinking about, like, that's what had to happen for us to hear this today.
Yeah. And when I think about how, because remember, Pops, it was like 2 days after I started, you were like, are you taking blood pressure medication? I was like, I said, actually, no. You know, that, I think it was that Saturday or something. I said, I'm starting on Sunday and Monday. I said, I'm not taking any more medication. It's over, it's done. Within 2 days. I mean, I told Ashley, what is this? Mm-hmm. You mean all this time I've been going through all these changes, and just because I've changed what I put in my body, I have not seen those numbers since.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, your numbers on like day 2 or 3 look like somebody who took a whole bunch of blood pressure medication.
That's what it looked like. Yeah.
So I had to check. I think I called you, Mama Dawn, because I was like, I wanted to believe that I called you because your numbers were so low that I was like, I got to talk to her so she could know not to take any more medication. Yeah. Meanwhile, she wasn't taking it.
I wasn't taking any. I wasn't taking any.
Like none.
I couldn't believe it. And I tell it to this day to people. I said, because my thing is, people, if you only knew, I mean, why would you continue to eat the way you do?
Yeah.
If you only knew.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and I thought I knew some things, but no.
Yeah.
That's right. But I did not. So yeah, this is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I feel that it's lifetime. It's a lifetime change. It's a mindset change.
Yeah.
You know, I intend to be here for a long time. There are things that God needs me to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping that, you know, I'm going to get some grandchildren. And
Yeah.
so you know, I'm putting it out there, world.
Right. Okay. All right.
And so, you know, I need to be here. But now I have the tools. I have the tools.
That's it.
And you know, if I make a decision, and you know, and goodness knows I enjoyed my Thanksgiving holiday being with my family, but I sure am glad I'm back home. Just gonna say that.
Right.
I'm glad I'm back home. You know, any decisions that I make will be decisions that I make, but not because of ignorance.
That's right.
You know, I know exactly what my body can take and what it can't take and what it'll do if I do, you know. So
that's the part.
I am so grateful for this whole program. And yeah, God does everything for a reason. He allows things to happen for a reason.
Can I ask you a question about something that you just said, Mama Dawn?
Sure.
When you were saying that, you know, I lived all these years like this, like how long has it been that you've been dealing with the infusions and stuff like that, and also the high blood pressure? I want to ask you that before I ask you the question.
Oh, well, high blood pressure I can't even give you a date for high blood pressure.
Wow.
The infusions, I mean, anytime that I've ever gone to the doctor, my blood has been low. So I can get you back probably way before 2013 dealing with anemia. Oh, I can even go before that. Since Ashley was a little baby, I've been dealing with anemia. Actually, you know,
Ashley. What'd you say?
Yeah.
How old are you?
She about 20. She about 20.
36.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I remember, because I remember going to the doctor when she was a little girl, and you know, I was so anemic, and my white blood cells count was kind of high. So they were thinking I had leukemia and all that kind of stuff. So it's been an ongoing struggle for years.
Wow. The reason why I'm asking is because I think that in a lot of the interviews that we have, and even a lot of the testimonies that we have, some form of what you had said comes out. And when you said that I lived all these years, and all I had to do was ... And so we get that a lot. And the thing is, if it were that easy, you know, like I've been married to Rochelle for over 27 years. And all I've known is her exercising like a maniac and take care of her body. So what happened to me? You know what I'm saying? And so, like I always say that, if I was Tiger Woods' brother, that would make me a good golfer. So the thing is, it's really all about not just knowing what to do, but also having a desire to do.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, as happy as I am over you guys' results, you definitely deserve, both of you guys deserve a great deal of credit for what you have done. But the reality is, it wasn't that special. And you know what I mean? It's like, it's so simple, right? The reason why it's so simple is because I believe God makes it so anybody can do it.
That's right.
And that's the reason why the mindset piece is so huge. Because if I tell you that all you have to do is eat between this time and that time, how hard is that really? You know what I'm saying? How hard is that really? It's not really that hard. Just stop eating. Is it as simple as not eating? It's not really as simple as just not eating. You know, we're saying eat this and don't eat that, or just only drink that. It's that simple, but is it really that simple? What it really comes down to, and Pastor Steve, I'm giving Pastor Steve Reynolds a shout in his, in his course, the Bar for God. With me and Rochelle, we do Bar for God at our church, and one of the scriptures that speaks to is, the people make the belly their God, and really making your belly your God is really about allowing your desires to control you. Yes. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's really a spiritual thing.
Oh yeah.
And so you crossed over a long time ago when the moment you said, I'm done with this, and it was like God was just, I believe God was just directing you.
Oh yeah.
He put me in the position that I was in. I would never have prayed to God to do what he did to me. I never would have asked for this.
Oh yeah.
And so but I thank God for it now. Because, being used, and now you guys are being used. And I know I said a mouthful because I'm a man of few words, right?
Right.
I said, I guess I wanted you to kind of speak more on that because, and then we heard Fred say the same thing. Fred's been on blood pressure medication for over 30 years of his life in his 20s. And then he get on a program for 28 days. He was literally hot. He was mad that he had to be on medication for 30 years and then get in the program for 28 days and free from medication for blood pressure. So, can you speak to that? Or did I speak enough on it?
You said it. You know what I'm saying? It was a matter of mindset, and it was, I think I've been on a spiritual journey, probably since 2019, but definitely this year. And I think it just all came together at that moment. Like I said, I can remember it where I just was working. I know I was actually finishing watching the video on my phone, and I turned right around and I said, call Coach Rowe. I'm ready, and it was just where it had met. Everything met and came together, and it was time. And that's why I think, I wasn't ready before that, because Ashley she just got me to the point where I wasn't drinking any honey or sugar in my tea, right before I called. Right. She would make me tea, and she's like, you don't need anything. You don't need anything. Just drink it.
Straight, right?
And so I was like, it's not that bad. You're right. But I wasn't, but she was constantly doing things. That's why she had already dropped 23 pounds and everything. But there was something else that I needed, and it all came together. And I just think I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if I'm going to live the life that God told me that I'm supposed to be living and doing what he's supposed to be doing, I know I had to take better care of myself.
Yeah.
I know I needed to take better care of myself. So, and like you guys said from the beginning, and that's what you miss if you don't get on calls and stuff, because there's always things that ring in my head, things that you say, Coach, things that you say, Pops, that get me remember. But from the beginning, it's simple. I didn't say it was easy, but it was simple. Yeah. When you think of 30 some years or whatever of a certain behavior, it's not going to be easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you need to be ready. You need to be ready.
Yeah. I believe it is. It's like a spiritual awakening, because as we, the 400, almost 400 people that have come through the program, and you just look at, people are at different levels when they come in. Like it's like when you have that, you said, okay, you watch the video and they call Coach Rowe. And I know that's what happened, because I talked to you. You called me, Ashley, and then you let me talk to your mother.
Yes,
you told me that. I remember that because I was in the car. I remember I had just left, and I said, okay. Anyway, but you had a spiritual awakening. So, okay, now it's the time. As you coming in, and then you have some people who they're coming in, but they're coming in sliding in. They're coming in, all the way. It's just enough that they're in, And then while they're in, sometimes they get this awakening. Sometimes they don't have the awakening. They may have a week left of the program, you know, so they kind of, you know, and then, you know, so and you have some people who, as Lamar said, came in to prove somebody wrong. Like you come in with already not even believing, but you're here for whatever reason. And some, you know, and so people at different levels is what we're learning. Like, but somehow the program is so remarkable that you can come in here and half step, okay, be hokey pokey and still get great results. Right. I mean, you know, that's the I guess the good part about it, but it also could be the sad part, because if you don't change this though,
you don't change this.
If you don't change this, those results won't last.
And I think to that point about mindset, and the shift for me was, okay, we're doing this program. I'm looking at the requirements, and I was looking at it and I said, oh, okay, I have to do all this. Okay. That was it at first. I said, oh, wow. And then, you know, we were doing 90 days. Okay. But it really had to be, okay, I know that my life did not change.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, nothing changed. There was no pulling back from anything. And so it was a matter when Coach Tucker said, when she said, you have to put this system into your life.
That's right.
Build around it. I said, okay, click. And I said, and I got very diligent about time management and about what were things, you know, what was required of me, you know, taking calls on the treadmill. People saw me and they're like, okay, you're walking. I said, I'm getting it in. I said, you know what I'm saying? You know, and so that's what it's become. And many people know, like, oh, you exercise? And I said, I sure am. You know, and so I mean, that's what it had to be. And I said, okay, you know, and not, there were times where I probably wanted to make excuses for certain things, but I was like, no, I said, I knew I need to get it in the morning, and then I need to plan in the evening, and then I had to rearrange it, and that's what it was. Yeah.
And I commend you guys, because I know I've been on conferences with you where you get up early. You know, I may be just getting the crust out of my eyes and they're posting with your workout, you know. At the Millions Conference, I said, okay, they got in early, get into the gym. And so it's like you make it a non-negotiable. So it's not like we were talking to somebody and they said, well, about the exercise, like I have to be to work, you know, at 8 o'clock, you know, and we were like, yeah. She said, so she says, I guess I just have to get up early. And then we was like, yeah, that's right. That's what it is, you know.
What time we going to gym tomorrow?
We'll be there at 5. We'll be there. Yeah. I mean, in times that we had to catch flights, I mean, we were up at 2 and 3.
Yeah. I've seen it. And then you all have gotten in late, like at a conference and you're late, but you're still in the gym 11 o'clock. I've seen it. You see, and so making it like no excuses, and really everybody can do that.
Yes.
Everybody has the ability to do that. Right. Everybody won't do it. So that's why I say, don't tell me what you can't do. It's what you won't do, okay? Because you can do it. Everybody can do it.
Mindset. It's mindset. Mm-hmm. It's you know, and don't worry, like you said, weight can't stay on a healthy body. You know what I'm saying? Deal with your, you know, your pressure and what you're eating, and just feeling better. You know what I'm saying? Getting those rituals and the different things, get them in your system. Make that a part of your life.
That's right.
You know, don't eat your vegetables to death.
Oh,
you know,
nutrients.
Salad person, that was not me.
Oh, that's true.
She was always has been since she was little. Salad person. That's what she said. You know, Mom, the first week is raw. Okay. And then I was like, I'm going to do it. And, you know, I'm going to. But now, salad.
Yeah.
I enjoy my salad. Yeah. You know, I know the vegetables that I like, the different raw things. I try different things, and I love my salads now.
Wow.
You know, so I mean, don't limit yourself to what you say you can't do.
That's right.
Yeah. I love it.
So yeah, I mean, so yeah.
Y'all got Emerald Lagasse living up in y'all household, because y'all the meals y'all be putting out.
I know. Shoot, I should have consulted y'all on the cookbook. Okay?
No.
The meals be looking good. So Mama Dawn, at what point, if you can recall, did you start having energy?
Oh, I'm sure it was early. I was having energy within a week. Most definitely. Most definitely. I mean, and even, like I said, even now, I mean, I get up. I mean, even now, I may get up, like I said, drag into the gym, but I hit that treadmill and bam,
Yep,
it's gone. It's gone, and nothing replaces that. Nothing replaces that energy. You know, when I think about how I was tired all the time, breathing, my breathing was labored, everything. I just was not in a good place. I was just not in a good place. So yeah, I would say definitely within a week I had energy. You know, I was eating good food the way God, made it.
Right.
yeah,
In its form.
In its form, you know. And so, and even like I said, incorporating, that was our thing when we went down Thanksgiving. I said, I'm gonna make some meals. I'm gonna make a meal, at least a meal, that we can all eat together, because there are gonna be things that we're not gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? But even once you do that, they were like, what did I make? I made
it was like a fajita type of like and it was like and
we let them do the actual flour wrap.
It was like
we use lettuce. We use lettuce, but they still, I made the vegetables not mushy, watch, I had some black beans in there, and they were loving it. They were loving it. Great. And that's one of our intentions. One of my intentions, as we have designated my sister and my brother-in-law as the elders of the family now, that we're going to break. We're breaking. We've already broke. We are going to break, first of all, obesity in our house, diabetes that's in our bloodline. What do we have? Sleep apnea.
Yeah.
We're breaking that. It's going to be broken. This is one of the ways, because, when we walk through the door, I know even my nephews, Ashley is, there's 4 cousins and she's the only girl. And the nephews were like, Ashley, you lost weight. You look good. Yeah. So I said, yeah.
Feels good, boy. I know it.
And we get up. We got up, they're sleeping. We get up and we went walking.
That's right.
We went walking.
Okay, so let me ask Ashley. Ashley, so how different do you feel? Okay, so you came in already having lost 23 pounds, right?
Right. Yes.
And probably was, I'm sure, feeling a little better than you felt, years past. But how different, like what differences or what changes did you feel, physically, or like how did the experience differ for you? And not just in weight loss, because we know you continue to lose weight, but I'm just talking about internally, like what was your experience? You know what I mean? After you got on the program, knowing you had already had some level of success.
Right. I would say that my focus, my concentration, I would know that there was a sharpness to a lot of different things, just in reading and comprehension, and just the way I was thinking about things. I felt I was just sharper. Right. I felt like I thought I was really focused and sharp after like that first couple of weeks. I just saw that particular change and that difference. I also, again, this aspect of, again, building your time management skills, and knowing how to be able to, work within a system, and begin to really craft that. And so those are probably those top, three things that I noticed right off the bat. And then I would probably say, just even energy wise, I probably would say, I was definitely, I definitely was more alert. You know what I'm saying? And just more, I had energy. I for sure had a different level of energy for sure.
Yeah, definitely. People think like that brain fog is real, like mental clarity. Like people,
I have to agree with that though. Yes.
Yeah. Like I tell people, you have no idea like how we feel every day has everything to do with what we put in our bodies, and so it really affects everything, like everything, how we think, energy, our whole countenance, our deportment, like food affects all of that, and people don't realize it. People they underestimate the power of food, I mean, food and drink,
I have to say my manager, even because we would be on calls. Right. I'm what I do for a living is I negotiate contracts with hospitals for an insurance company. And so she started saying, she goes, you are a little bit more ruthless. Something is, what is okay. What is going around? What is going on? I said, ruthless? What do you mean? She goes, yeah, you're just getting on in there. I said, well, and I did say, I said, well, I have been making some changes in my lifestyle, and what I eat, and I'm exercising a lot more. And she even said, she goes, yeah, I got to get back out there. And I said, yeah, I do 2 hours of cardio at least a day. She said, 2 hours? I said, yes. And she goes, but you're at your computer at almost 8 o'clock. I said, yeah, I get up.
Look, imagine that, right?
Yeah, but she said, you're a lot more ruthless now. I said, she goes, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Ashley, I know that you obviously came to the program. I don't think you were on any kind of medication. So, but we we talk a lot about people on medication, getting off medication, but this program is not just for people on medication trying to get off. So like what I want just to kind of follow what the question Rochelle asked you just previously, like what were you looking to get? Because like you already been exposed to her and you've already achieved success. You working with her when we were working with the people. So you already knew what we could do. You already knew what we were doing. Right. So like what more could you get? Like when you came to Sugar Ain't Sweet, what was the reason for you actually deciding to go with the program aside from just doing it with your boo over there?
For me, it was really about God taking me to another level. And I just believe that things happen when they're supposed to happen in order for you to get where you're supposed to be. And so I was like, I just really want to, number one, when I have all my millions, I want to be at a place where I am honoring God in all different areas. I don't want to just be, okay, she's so good at this, but then like, I'm a slave to food. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any control. If someone wants to put like some chocolate cake, like, oh, I gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a matter for me of saying, this is about discipline, but this is also about, let me make sure I'm taking this opportunity to be really in tune to hearing what God wants from me. I said, and so that really shaped a lot of decision making, focus. Like I said, there was no real, there's no complaints, there's no nothing. It was just, let me make this a focused time, whether walking, treadmill, I'm going to read the word, I'm going to, pray, I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be allowing the creativity. I'm going to allow, God to speak to me during this time. So that was what it was for me. It was, yes, I had some success, but I was like, there's nothing like also being a part of a group and a community where you have a system that everybody is in. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, wow. I was like, I can continue to do this by myself, or I could do this within community and within a system that I know that I can be able to maintain forever.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I think you know, I'm giving you a shout out because you know you are amazing at what you do for a living, and that obviously played into, you know, your ability, or both of you guys' ability to execute in the program. And so I just get the sense, like, I just met you guys, you know, I mean, I've known you, Ashley. I know you a little bit, but I just met Miss Dawn. And you know, I just feel like, you know, you guys are like, and I'm saying this, and I'm being very honest, and this is no slight to anybody else, but you guys are like model participants in the program, you know. And so, like, when you just said no excuses, no complaining, and all that stuff, your what you do for a living, you like executed this program at a high level, like
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it is to hear you characterize this as a system and a system. Didn't really think of it that way, but spoken like a true strategist.
That's right.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. If you look at it, it's a system. Everything is a system. Even the way we live our lives, if we live our lives in a great way or a bad way, it's still a system. It just may be a bad system or a good system. It's all a system. We're in a system. We are a system. You know, and I never looked at it that way until you just said it, you know, and then that just made me just think about how amazing you guys have done, you know, in terms of like just really executing the program and the amazing results that you have. The relationship that you two have is just so amazing. And it's just the love that you guys share that's evident. It's amazing. I enjoy seeing you guys together, seeing you guys work together. And so I don't know, like, I don't know if there was anything hard, quote unquote, about you guys' journey in the program. Like, we always ask, like, what was your biggest challenge? I don't even know, because it's like you guys just kind of
came in and just knocked it out the park from day one. You know, like everything, meals were on point, times. I mean, we may have to say something here, maybe. I don't even remember. I'm just saying.
There was a couple times, but you know, and that, I mean, I think that was just, again, you know, there things getting sent out of order, and that's just because I may have something mixed up or whatever. But yeah, but no.
You know what? I think for me, one of the things for me, I could hear God speaking through the both of you.
That's so
you
true.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pops, you say every week, I love you guys. I know that you care. It's like he can say that, but I know that. I already knew that.
Yes.
You know, I could feel the love when Coach Rose says, you know, I'm your memory, you know, I don't care. It's because in the end, you know what is going to bring results. You know what is right. And I just could receive all of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it easy, you know, because like I said, there would be things that you guys would say, and it would just, like one time I remember Pop said, was talking about why people weren't walking. He was like, why don't you want to walk? You know?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I would think, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna be walking. If it's the last thing I do, you know, but you just can hear things, and you can hear the passion in your voices. And so I think that is one of the reasons why we were so successful. We knew it worked. And yeah, was there anything really hard?
Yeah.
I guess once the principles were there, once we could read, and once, you know,
what you say? She said, once we can read. Oh my goodness. You gotta read, folks.
Yeah.
You gotta read.
Yeah, you gotta read, you know. Once you read and, you know, and you implement what's been, you know, do what you're told to do. Check your boxes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you'll get the results you're looking for. And like I said, my goal was to not be on medication, not to have to worry about my high blood pressure, not to have to worry about my iron anymore, to feel better and to function. Now, did I also lose weight? So I'm looking pretty good?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was a benefit.
That's right. That's right.
But
Okay, well, go ahead and tell the people then. So you put it out there. How much weight have you lost, Mama Dawn?
gosh, what did I? It's about what I haven't gotten on the scale in maybe about a week, but it's about 50 pounds.
Boom.
Hello. Did she say 50?
50.
I got to a goal, and I pushed it like towards the end. And, I said, well, my blood sugar is under control, my blood pressure is under control. Let me go ahead and push a little weight thing. I got to that goal.
Right.
I don't think I've been that. High school, I don't know. It's been a long time, but like I said, most importantly, I'm moving through the airports. I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking, I'm moving. And I remember one time last year, I flew somewhere, and Ashley was worried about me being in the Atlanta airport and not being able to make it through because I would be tired or something like that.
Yeah.
But, we had our stuff this time and we were rolling.
We were rolling. I know that's right.
We were moving.
Yeah.
Because I had energy,
Strength,
Praise God. Praise God.
So this was a life. It was a life change, a life journey change that needed to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that it did.
So did you buy new clothes yet, or are you still in the back?
Oh yeah.
It's the new clothes.
Yes, I've been buying new clothes little by little. I mean, because really, clothes that of course I started off the program with buying, that I had. I got tags on them because I can't wear them. They are too big.
Too big. Yeah, I know. You lose 50 pounds, you can't wear nothing.
They are too big. And I would sneak things on Ashley through the process because Ashley wouldn't believe.
Yeah. So that was like a huge thing. I probably wasn't really into like month 2 of the program, like almost like towards the middle of the month, because when we were at 120 and you were like, well, how are you feeling? I'm feeling great. I said, but I'm struggling with the clothes.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, I'm not, struggling in terms of when to buy and all that stuff and, and whatnot. And I was like, I was surprised at, getting larges. Like I was just like, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, and I would literally say, oh, I know I can't fit this. And I just stopped saying I'm not going to be able to fit this. Like recently. Like, I'm not going to be able to fit this. It's not there.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just probably need to.
I said, just put these jeans on. Just put them on.
Yeah.
And she's like, they're not going to put them on. And she's like, they fit. I said, yes, they do.
Oh, man.
Yes, they do.
Praise God. Yeah. So, okay, wait. How much weight have you lost, Ashley?
Within this program, this is like 51.9. Yeah. So
51.9 pounds.
Yes.
Now, when was your last memory of being this size?
Oh yeah. Same. It was in the youth. Yeah. I don't
in the youth.
Yeah.
In the youth. Come on, praise that. And we all know this is not about weight loss for us.
No,
however, when you do the things that we recommend, the weight just kind of falls up. Like you don't even have to try. Just do, check the boxes, right? And the body just releases the weight, because I promise you, when Pops came home and I'm whipping up his food and I said, well, shoot, I might as well eat what he eats. It doesn't make sense for me to be trying to eat that. So I was eating and I remember, I'm losing weight, so I couldn't fit stuff, and I'm posting, and I had a couple people said they thought my post was Mikhail, my daughter. I thought that was Mikhail, and then Nikki actually called me. She said, I just want to make sure you're okay. You're okay, because you're looking mighty small in these pictures, And I just said, I'm not even trying. Like we weren't trying to lose weight. We're trying to focus. We focus on his blood sugars and stuff. We were just checking boxes.
Yeah.
We weren't around here trying to lose weight. You know, nobody really wants to have to spend money for an entire wardrobe. I mean, nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that wasn't the goal. We were trying to get his numbers in check, and in the process, the weight was falling off. And so if people, I'm like, just focus on checking the boxes. And I know they're concerned with weight, but I'm like, but if you just do the program, the weight will take care of itself.
That's it.
And even do the program, like especially even in the water, people will don't realize how that helps, as you explained, even with your blood sugar levels and your blood pressure levels, keeping yourself hydrated and everything. You know, one of my main things with Ashley going through this program, like I said, I wanted the curse to break.
Yeah.
You know, and I figure if there are things that we learn and habits that we get into, you know, she'll have that for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it.
She'll have that for the rest of her life, and she can pass that on.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. And that's what it's all about. You know, living healthy and living the best life that you can live.
That's it. The best life that you can live. You know.
So basically, if a person don't want to spend money on extra clothes, this is not the program for you.
I told you can get a belt and try to, because it's gonna come off. But
I've had to tell Pops. I said, Pops, man, no, those pants are too big, man. That you can't wear that shirt anymore. Like some of this stuff, I'm like, Pop, let it go. I mean, I've seen him at least 3 times clear out stuff, you know, like I'm like, okay, we clear that out, but I'm like, you need clothes, so we go buy some stuff. Don't buy too much,
right?
You know, the weight is still coming off. Just buy a few things, and then, you know, I mean, even belts. He's had to change belts a couple of times. You know, I'm like, that belt is too big. I mean, you know, we got to put another hole in there, you know, to make it work. Right. You know, so it's just,
that's the worst. If that's the worst part of all this, and you know, so be it. So be it.
I literally, I would not on the overflow. I just like I couldn't fit a thing. Like I literally had to just get everything out of my closet, and I donated it to Goodwill.
Wow.
I can't fit anything, not anything. Yeah, you know, and we just started over. You know, and you know, people look. I mean, even me. People look at me and they think, "Oh, you're petite." I'm like, I've never been petite. I've never been petite. Even though people are to be much bigger than me, I've never been petite. You know, and then I'm in the store shopping for petite. I said, "What in the world? I'm petite now."
I had twice on this trip where I had to go to the bank down in Myrtle Beach and showed my driver's license. He said, "Well, congratulations." And then I said, "Oh, he get ready to give me some money for some reason." I said, "Congratulations," and he said, "You lost a lot of weight." And the TSA person did the same thing. She's like, "You have lost weight." I said, "Well, yes, I have."
Wow.
I said, "I need a new picture, don't I?" She said, "Well, you can get one."
Wow. Then think about that, like passports and driver's licenses and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I told Ashley.
I changed it. I changed it.
I told her it's time. She needs the whole photo shoot thing.
Yeah.
She needs a new photo shoot thing.
We're doing it. Yeah.
I'm like, these pics I see, I'm like, you know, as beautiful as they are, that's not you anymore. I mean, that's not. I'm like, actually, you need a new profile pic.
Yeah,
you know, because I remember when you would show up and I would see the profile pic, but then when you came up on, I'm like, okay, this is a different Ashley. This is a different looking Ashley, you know. And so even when I saw you and we took a picture at the 120 I'm like, wow, Ashley's small. Mm-hmm. You know, like I'm like your face and
Yeah.
You know, like you're glowing. I mean, you know, just like the neck is small. I mean, everything. Everything is like it just did this, you know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's a blessing. And
how you handle it, because you know it's kind of like a rock star syndrome, because you people who knew you and then they see you now, they're like really like, oh man, it's overwhelmingly good, the good feeling when people give you that attention. But like for me, I try my best to handle it in the best way, because it's easy to soak it all in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And buy into it. And then I just want to stay focused. Like I want to stay focused. I appreciate it, but I don't like getting too much attention when people are like that, because I'm human. You know what I'm saying? So like, how do you deal with it? Because I know maybe you got a strategic spin to it. You know?
I think what it came on is that early on, I just started talking about living a healthier life, just period, you know? And I think that was what I focused on, talking to people, talking to friends, different types of things. And that's really what I just led with. You know, I have a health coach now. I'm in this program, you know, and this is why I'm doing it. And that became a conversation point, with other people, you know, about health and about, you know, eating habits and exercise and different conversations about like what you're building and what you want your future self to look like. So therefore the conversation was never around primarily around, okay, yeah, I'm looking to drop X amount of pounds. It was all about, you know, this is what I'm doing this for my future self, because it's taking me to another level. And so this is why I'm doing it. So yeah, that's how I started with that perspective. And then that is my messaging.
That's good. I love it. And I love what you said, you know, like, I don't want to be, you know, excelling in this area and then a slave to food over here. You know what I mean? Like you want to be 120, you know, as easy. I want to, you know, the triple double life, you know what I mean? So I totally agree, you know, because I believe, you know, he used to say you can't compartmentalize greatness. Well, you can't compartmentalize mediocrity either, you know? So it's like whatever it is you're doing, I mean, how you do anything is how you do everything. So whatever it is you're doing is going to spill over to other areas of your life. You know? So I love that perspective, because that's how I feel, you know? And so when people, just being honest, when people can't get it right or whatever, not reading or whatever, I'm like, it just gives me a little inside peek into who they are, you know? And that's not a dig, that's just a fact, you know, because there's no way you can keep missing the beat here and you're not missing the beat in other areas of your life, you see? So that's why this is not about food. This is about this is spiritual, you know, it's a spiritual warfare. So it's about becoming a better person all around.
Yes.
So you get to take an introspective look at yourself.
That's it.
You know, and be like, man, I'm failing over here. And so many times people are looking for a pass, and you know, we don't get no hall passes here. You know, we don't get no hall passes. So it becomes highlighted. You know what I mean? And if you aren't ready to deal with that, then you become resentful. Like then you feel like you're being attacked because you're not ready to address that. Because in your mind, you think, I didn't come here for that. You're supposed to be helping me with my food. You see, and not realizing that this is not about food. You need to get better as a person.
That's right.
Yeah.
You see, and so, God just gave me that. But I'm telling people, I see now people become resentful, and they think we're attacking them, and they you know, they think the health coaching call is like we're spanking them, and I'm like, no, this is tough love. We're coaching.
Yeah, that's right.
I've never been on a team where I absolutely loved everything the coach had to say.
Right. You see? That's so true.
You know what? But at the end of the day, we were champions.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right. Okay.
That's you know, it's so I'm like, when they don't want to hear that, because they figure that's not why are we talking about this. That's not, you know, I didn't come here for that. I'm like, but you should have, because you're failing in that area.
Yeah.
You're failing. This ain't about food. This ain't about you not having a 3-to-1 ratio, even though we talk about it. It's so much deeper than that. Like when you didn't read I'm like, when you ask me, can I have the smoothie? I'm like, well, did you read? Did you look at the, because there's some, they're not making the connection.
Right.
You know, it's so much deeper than that. So when somebody say, oh, just tell me what it is you're doing, and somebody say, oh, do this, it's so much deeper than that. Because we get to the root in this program. You need to be a better person.
Yeah. You got to make that connection.
Amen.
Yeah.
Got to make that connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And many people miss it. I know they do.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do this work. So we said, they checking these boxes, but they didn't check this box.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They didn't check this box.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we know it's not on the paper. And they probably, but you didn't put that box on the paper. It's not on the paper. You know, Tucker talks about it's some inner work that has to happen.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And they focus on the outer work. They, you know, people, the scale. I'm like, no, this inner work.
And I'm so glad we did the 90 days too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we did the 90 days. I think it gave us enough time to really, you know, understand, put into place, you know, and really make that lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember when you said when you were talking to me, you said, I want you to do the 90 days. And I just, you know, my spirit just says, okay, I will do the 90. I will do the 90 days.
For that reason that you said, I tell everybody, getting off medication, chances are we can get you off of that in 45 days. Yeah. We have a good track record in doing that. Right. I said, but will 45 days be long enough for you to develop these lifestyle habits?
Yeah.
To know how to maintain it.
Oh, yeah.
We can get you there, okay? But can you stay there?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So we recommend you do this, especially if you're on medication. We recommend you do the 90 because there's a lot to learn. In 45 days, as you see, goes by fast. It goes by really fast.
It goes so fast.
Yeah, that was unreal. It went by really quickly.
Yeah, it can go. I mean, really, the 90 days went by. I mean,
yeah.
When we got to 45 days, we were looking at each other like, oh no.
Right. Exactly.
This is gonna be over soon. But
right.
You know, we were glad so you opened the alumni.
Yay. Yay. Oh, that's a word right there. So for and because this is what we've noticed, right? Well, and Ashley can attest this. It's like, so, you know, I was doing the fruit and veg. Well, I am doing the fruit and veggie, and how mindset maintenance came about, the private Facebook group, because I said, okay, I had them in a group. We're doing the fruit and veggie. I said, got them in this mindset in 7 days. I said, but how do we I got to get them to maintain this mindset to go on with the rest of their life.
That's right.
Mindset maintenance. There goes the name, mindset maintenance, right? So so they stay in that community just to be around like believers, and, you know, like same thing with the Sugar Ain't Sweet. Now you can't stay in the program, but you still want to be in the community.
Right.
And mindset maintenance is not quite the same, you know, because everybody has an experience. Sugar Ain't Sweet. So the alumni program still gives you that environment where you know somebody's looking at your stuff. You know, still an accountability. Okay. You're looking at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It's just a difference when you know somebody gonna look at it. You know what I mean? Because you don't know, are they gonna miss that? Are they gonna be busy? No. You're gonna post it. It's like, ooh. So it's still accountability. You see?
Yeah, it is. You gotta have it.
And then Tucker's doing a great job with the with the meetings and stuff. And she always has she's just a huge asset, but is always looking to give more. Like let's look at this. You know, and so that's only going to get bigger every month. That's just growing. That community is growing. So
it's needed. It's a great resource.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to still plug into.
Absolutely, because we see. I know Pops and I we talk about. We see the people who graduate and maybe months later they're not in that community, and then you go back to your regular life and your people, and you don't have that support anymore. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's difficult to still maintain that same energy and that same discipline when it's just you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
when it's just you. And so you may not jump all the way back, but it's a slow pull, and you just like, you know what I mean?
Right.
When you can have people encouraging you.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sharing. So yeah.
It's important. It's important, guys. Listen, we appreciate you guys. Like Pop said, you're like model clients, like the perfect mother and daughter team.
And they look like models now too.
I know. Yes. Yes.
It's, like I said, when we've often spoke about it, it came at the right time, and we thank you guys, both of you, and took a two, but both of you guys so much.
Yeah, we thank you.
So awesome. Yeah, I mean, like I said, all the time, things just pop in my head, things that you guys have said, and to remind me and everything. So when that happens, that there's been some life-changing things that have happened, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Like I said, this is about living your best life. That's it.
That is
so we appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank you all. So for those who want to know like more about the Sugar Ain't Sweet program, want to know like, how can I get these type of results? How can I lose 50 pounds? How can I lose 51 pounds? How can I get off my blood pressure medication, my diabetes medication? How can I have more energy? Right. So we have a masterclass, Sugar Ain't Sweet masterclass, every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You see that little ticker scrolling around there? Screenshot that. Put it in your browser, click the link, and go ahead and register every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. At the end of the masterclass, you have an opportunity to schedule a call with me, and then we can get you enrolled in the program, guys. We have 45-day program, we have 90-day programs, and they work. The program works, right? This is just 2 of 400 plus people that have already come through the program, and it's a blessing to be a blessing, and so we're excited. We don't take it lightly. We say it all the time. Like this is you guys are like our Sugar Ain't Sweet family. That's family. You guys are like family to us because we feel like that time frame, 45 days or 90 days, we've come to know you. You've come to know us. You know what I mean? It's like we've formed this special bond that can never be broken.
Yeah.
Like whoever comes to this program, they will always remember Sugar Ain't Sweet program.
That's right.
That's right. We're forever part of your journey.
Yep.
And so it feels good to be a part of something like this. And we're just grateful to God that He would trust us to do this, really, because it's this serious business. You're talking about working with people's health.
Yeah,
it's a serious business, and I'm thankful. Also, shout out to Dr. Didi, who has been just very instrumental and been there in any time we need her. And so this is not, we tell people it's not just us. We didn't just get this out of no Cracker Jack box. This is a real program. We have a real physician on board, on staff that helps us along the way. And so, guys, click the link and get registered. So any last words before I close it out, Pop, Dawn, Ashley?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
And congratulations. You guys look amazing. You are amazing. And we thank God for you guys.
Oh, and we thank God for you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is it. I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator, guys. And guess what? Whether you like it or not, I don't care. Okay, I really don't care. Okay, but you can hang your head on this. I can, I will, and I must continue to walk alongside you and help you to achieve optimal health. And we are out. Peace. Hey, what's going on, good people? What is going on? Hey, listen, wasn't that episode of Mindset Talks phenomenal? Absolutely it was, guys. Listen, if you're interested in finding out how you too can get those type of results, then I need you to attend my next masterclass, guys. It's complimentary, okay? So click the link. Like, stop playing with it. Click the link right now, and I'll see you on the next masterclass. Let's go.